They wouldn't let you identify the body. They wouldn't allow you to see if there was any types of marks on his body. You weren't able to check his neck to see if he was hung. You were unable to check his wrist to see if he was handcuffed. You were unable to check his entire body for any type of bruises or anything, or even to identify that that was actually your son. But they tell you, take my word for it. Even to identify that that was actually your son. But they tell you, take my word for it. Even to identify that that was actually your son. But they tell you, take my word for it. They wouldn't let you identify the body. They wouldn't allow you to see if there was any types of marks on his body. You weren't able to check his neck to see if he was hung. You were unable to check his wrist to see if he was handcuffed. You were unable to check his entire body for any type of bruises or anything, or even to identify that that was actually your son. But they tell you, take my word for it.
There's much more details that point to that this was a murder.
And a cover-up.
You just saw a black male hanging from here, and then you take him down and then say, oh, that was suicide. Doesn't make sense. And then you have an event here at 10 o'clock. Is that what we do?
The very same night.
The same day, that morning. You didn't give enough respect to my son to not have the event.
And they saying, where was he found?
They was found right here.
Like this.
But his feet was touching the ground. He was hung, but his feet was on the ground.
My son's wallet is missing. His ID, his keys, but no wallet. His wallet is missing. The lady said she wasn't going to do an autopsy. It was ruled suicide. It's closed. I said, I'm requesting that you do an autopsy in case someone gave him some narcotics or knocked him out. He is a big guy. He served in the military 6 years, National Guard, like he defended the United States, went to war. Like, you're not going to tell me that he don't know how to defend himself. So someone had to do something for that to happen. They have not let me identify him. They told me I wasn't going to identify him because they don't do that. You show me a picture of my son? Because at this point, do I even know it's my son?
They didn't take any pictures of him?
I asked for the pictures. They won't let me see any pictures.
They said they took pictures. They said they took pictures, but they don't have them to give to her. She can't view the pictures that they took of him and the condition that they actually found him in.
And who knows what they could have done in the last 48 hours.
Exactly.
Well, it's obvious they're already covering up stuff because they've already moved the position of the cameras from yesterday.
And got rid of evidence and everything.
Exactly. So when we came out here yesterday, the first thing I did was look at all the cameras that was close to the vicinity of where this took place. And when I walked, the first thing I did, I came over here, I took pictures and videos of all 3 cameras that's on this building behind us. But in this middle camera faced directly to the scene of the crime. The other camera faced over that way. When we came back today, the middle camera is now faced in another position, and this camera, the end camera, is now facing this way. But yesterday they told us they had no access to that camera. That camera is a live feed, so we don't know if we can even get footage off that camera for you guys. But this is a park where all children play. You mean to tell me you don't have footage? You're not covering children in the park? The most dangerous place, even though you don't know what happened. Predators come to the kids. Predator comes out here around kids. And you telling me these cameras is not active? Watching kids?
Actually, that's the purpose of the camera.
That's the purpose of cameras. To be able to go back and watch people and see what happened.
They told me that nobody was watching the camera. My son did not drink. My son did not do drugs. And no, he was never locked up. No, that's not the scenario either. This is an educated man that went to Shippensburg for undergrad and grad. He's educated, he's smart, he went into the military. He wanted to go in the military first. I said, no, you need to go to school and get an education, because that's one thing they can't take from you. I didn't know to tell him that they could take his life. I just never thought I'd be sitting here saying, like, I don't understand. How do you not have answers for me? And how do you be so insensitive to me? And this is the country that he fought for? We love this country, and they should respect us just like we respect the United States of America, but you're not respecting him by just taking him down and then open a park to have an event?
This is a modern day lynching, and for another black person to be swept under the rug. This is not another casualty of war. This is this woman's son. This is our loved ones, and we want answers, and we want to know exactly what happened to him. We will not leave until we know exactly where he is, and we want his body now.